Hi guys, and welcome back. Today's piece is going to be a quick, simple, little traditional piece, kind of similar to some of the ones that I did in Inktober. I kind of had that idea in mind when I started this one out because I did want to have a piece where I could experiment and enjoy the process and overall have a finished looking piece, but still have fun with it and not feel too tied to having a very completed, finished, perfect, giant piece. So this one is a relatively small one, and I'm actually going to talk a little bit about this and then switch to music for a little bit of this and then switch back to voiceover when I get towards the end, because this is actually a pretty simple piece, so I don't have a ton to talk about and I don't want to bore you with all the tiny innate details. But yeah, a little bit about this piece is that the thing that I was most interested in about exploring with this one was the texture of her hair. I found this a really cool photograph of this woman with kind of this like almost floaty but very horizontal hair, and I loved that look. I wanted to put it down in my sketchbook, and as I was sketching it, I was getting this really cool texture where it was really chunky at the bottom, and I really loved that look. And I wanted to try it out in a piece like this where I could refine it a little bit more. So that's really what pushed this one. That's the element that I love the most about this piece, is the experimenting that I did with how I rendered the hair, which is very, very different from what I normally do. And that's what I love about it, is that it did kind of introduce a new line language and shape language into my vocabulary of how I deal with hair. So after this piece, I'm definitely going to take some of the elements that I learned from the hair. Specifically, you'll see in a little bit where I do this like loop back kind of a line work, and I really loved it. So I'm definitely going to take that and try it out in more refined pieces and really play with that, because I loved that and I loved playing with it, and I like the overall almost surreal look that it has with it. So that's the biggest thing that I loved about this piece. I will have a list of all of the tools that I use and everything down in the description. So if you want to check that out, if you're curious of anything that I'm using, it's down in the description box. And I'll go ahead and let you listen to a little bit of music, and I'll be back towards the end of this video. And that is close to the end of this piece. I used a little bit of watercolor and a little bit of ink wash and the line work and the very bulletproof Black Magic ink that I love. So I used a lot of different things. I changed things up a lot as I went. I wasn't afraid to add a new layer of things and experiment with that and try to make it better. Maybe that's why I like this piece a lot, is that I didn't feel restrained at needing to make sure that it was 100% perfect, but I still really like the final results. I had a lot of fun with this one. But the original is available at my shop, so if you wanted to own some original artwork, now's your chance. There's a link right in the corner of this video where you can check out my art shop, and there's also a link down in the description as well. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Like I mentioned, you can find the link to all the tools that I use and my art shop in the description, and I'll see you guys at my next video.